What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile here on TCG University for the card game UniVersus. My name is Tam, and today I'm going to be going over James's Death Taisei deck. This deck is a blast. If you want to see it in action, make sure you go out to the DLC and more Campus Championship that we recorded. There'll be a playlist here on the channel. It was very, very fast, very, very strong, and he didn't care that he had 2 life. Let's just say that. Let's jump into the profile. Okay, so this is Taisei. He's one of the awesome 7th cross characters, and he's really, really rad because he's a 8-hand size character with 2 life. He's only got 2 vitality. And the reason he's only got 2 vitality is I kind of see him as like an arcade machine, right? At the start of your game, you get to start with a Taisei 2-dot, and whenever you lose your 2 vitality, as opposed to being Taisei 1-dot, you remove him and then your Taisei 2-dot. And every time that you have a Taisei 1-dot, you get basically an extra life, an extra 8 life to play with. So this character can have a ton of life, depending on how many Taiseis you're able to find out by gauging. But here's the thing. James decided not to make a gauging Taisei deck. He decided to make a I want to kill you on turn 2 deck. And so that's what he proceeded to do. He's got 8 cards. I'm sure he can figure it out. And so just for a safety net, he does have the 3 extra Taisei 1s as well as the 1 Taisei 2, and then we're gonna toss them all off to the side except for both of these, which we'll put right there. All right, so onto the attacks. I'm pretty sure that we're not playing any assets or we're playing 1 asset. So the attacks are the reason that we're starting first is I just want to kill you. The elevator pitch of the deck is to murder you on 2 with as many cool weapon combo pieces as we can. So the first card that we need is 2 Fatality. One of the best kill cards in our deck, uses a singular momentum, and this card just replaces itself. It basically says discard a card in order to gain a momentum and then remove some of my opponent's cool stuff out of their deck, but that doesn't necessarily matter. This just makes our next card, which is Go Thief Funeral Online. This card says, you better block me or I'm going to hurt you real, real bad. And so like a really easy opening play is just like Fatality into Ghost Thief and then kill you, because I get to draw 3 additional cards because you didn't block this thing, and I'm already have 8 cards in my hand to start with. Yeah, really, really good stuff, having 11 cards in hand, as well as burn 3, as well as 6 damage. It's 9 damage by itself, and then if my opponent's at desperation, if I'm winning, I get to win more with this card. This card's very much a win more card. I love it. In addition to the momentum for Ghost Thief Funeral, we also have 2 Slash Claws, which have multiple 1. This thing does get its own momentum. It is it's kind of a 5 difficulty, 3 mid for 5 fatality. It says first enhance, remove the multiple keyword from this card, gain a momentum, and so. Yeah, solid enough. It's got a good 0 low block. Ghost Thief Funeral had a 1 high block, covering our zones and just trying to smack them up with an additional weapon card. We're playing double Shoki Gohensen, so like it's really easy to go Fatality into Slash Call into Gohensen, have our 2 momentum, and this thing turns real big real quick. It becomes a 9 mid for 7, I believe, and then check a 4 if they don't block. They get to lose an additional 3 vitality. Wow, 9 mid. If you don't block, you lose 3. Seems very strong. We're playing triple Hyper Bomb just to kind of open up our opponent, and the neat thing about this is 9 times out of 10, I'm always going to have less vitality, so the Destroy Foundation is always relevant because I normally have either 2 or 8 life. So I'll probably always have less than you unless we go super, super late, which the deck doesn't want to do at all. I just want to kill you while I'm an 8-hander. The next kill card of the deck is Face Splitter. It says combo enhance with a weapon, just gets +X +X. X equals the number of weapons inside of our card pool. And so as an 8-hander, the goal of the deck is I want to build out, 8 cards on turn 1, 8 foundations, as many as I can, and then from there play as many Face Splitters as I can just to murder you. This card smelts people's life. As the 4th card you play, it's a 7 high for 8. Really, really strong stuff. The next major key part of the deck is 4 Steel Resurrections. This card says it gets -1 difficulty for each weapon card in your card pool. And so if there are cards that, weapon cards that ignore progressive, or you can make them figure out how to do that, this card essentially just ignores progressive. And so it's just another 5 damage that if they block it with a non-attack card, they lose more vitality. It's just aggro the deck. That's just all this is. Being able to like go face splitter, res. I mean, this just kills people. And as an 8-hand size character, this is totally a viable hand for you just to draw on turn 2. Not to mention all the other cool stuff you get. And the other really cool part about this deck is 4 Dust to Dust. It's basically like the baby version of Steel Resurrection. While you have 2 characters, which Taisei starts with 2, this card ignores progressive difficulty. And so it's the only gauge attack in our deck, and it searches out other gauge attacks. It has an ability that says, I'm going to search my deck for another gauge card. It's going to be Dust for Dust. And then my opponent can commit a foundation and freeze it, meaning it does it ready during their next turn, in order for me to stop that. And so if their entire staging area is committed, I'm just going to pick up 4 Dust for Dust. I'll Dust for Dust, and then search a Dust for Dust, and then play Dust for Dust, and search a Dust for Dust, Dust for Dust, search a Dust for Dust. And every time that I hit with one of these, I grab an extra life from Taisei. And so, like, the deck is designed to just, like, look how many attacks we're playing. I'm just here to kill you. I just want to kill you. I want to kill you on turn 2. I'm an 8-hand size character. I can make it happen. So now I'm going to talk about the support cards, because I think they're important before we jump into the foundations of what are the hand traps, what are the bonus things that I want to see in order to make my deck work. So we're playing 3 Shiki Soku Zetsu. Shiki Soku Zetsu. I got it in 1. And this says response after I check bad, I check good. It's a 0 diff, but it is a 3 itself. So basically, when I need to check a 5 on a steel res to kill you, I'll just respond with this out of my hand, make an additional check on a 0 plus whatever, and then replace my check. Give it +2 to the check. Really, really solid card. In addition to check a 7, discard a weapon, and then get rid of one of your attacks. I do only have 2 life. What happens if I don't have the low block? Yeah, I'll get rid of this Dust for Dust and make sure that I get to keep my life. Move you over just a smidge. And then my last weapon is Manji Sword and Fuma Blade. It's a 6 check first and foremost. So my big attack strings happen. And then enhance check a 5 if I have 3 or more weapon cards in my card pool. I'm going to draw a card. With how many weapons I have that ignore progressive or don't count or so on and so forth, it's really easy to just check this 5, draw an extra card, draw a little more gas, and make it happen. This works really, really well whenever I'm the 5-hander, and I gotta squeak out a win. So, whenever James was designing this card, and he told me the elevator pitch, he was like, the goal is to draw my whole deck. And so the first foundations I'm going to show you are just about how do I get cards back up into my hand. We're playing 4,000 Duels. 1,000 Duels says that you flip the top 2 cards of your deck and you add any weapons there. So anything in this pile except for Taisei or Fatality, as well as some of the other weapon foundations that we have, all get added up with 1,000 Duels. So good stuff. In addition to that, we're playing 3 Answers to No One. This card just says after you draw your hand, after the right before the combat phase, draw an additional card. And so there were plenty of times where he would have this and then 2 of these on the board, and this next turn he's gonna be like a 14-hander. He's gonna draw just a million cards and have enough gas to just kill you. It is a little scary because it's a 2/4, doesn't have a block, but it doesn't matter because we only have 2 life anyways. Who cares about blocking? We're killing them. In addition to that, we're playing 2 Prideful Personality. This card just says flip, discard 2, draw 2. I'll flip, discard these 2 bad cards, draw 2 weapon attacks. Easy enough. And kind of the same deal with 2 Voice of Reason. Discard this bad card, draw a good card. It doesn't necessarily matter that you're drawing a card because I'm just going to kill you through that card anyways. We're playing 4 the original Mecha Ninja. This card is a combo extender. This card says that as after I play it, my next check to play a weapon card gets +2. So it's really easy to play a couple attacks, play this, and then play my Face Splitter, and my Face Splitter just becomes a 3 difficulty attack as opposed to for that single Face Splitter, and it gets the bonus damage because this is a weapon in my card pool. It's also really good to pick this up off of 1,000 Duels. We're also playing 4 Respect for Yamato. What this says is I can enhance destroy. Excuse me, is it 4? Yeah, 4 enhance destroy your turn. If my opponent has a card in their card pool, my attack gets +4 damage. But it's only playable if they have at least 1 card in their card pool. So they have to block something in order to make this trigger. But if they block something, that means that they didn't take at least 4 damage, and so this just replaces that 4 damage that we were going to get. This is the new promo that we have, and here's like the rest of the deck, right? You see how thick the deck is just for killing them, right? This is a bit of a defensive piece. This says 7th cross response flip after you play a character added into your staging area. So normally it's when you block, and then enhance flip. This attack gets gauge X. X equals its printed damage. So you can give whatever you want to gauge X and give it have it a chance to just gain an extra life. We're playing triple Cage Fighter. One of the things you've noticed about the deck is the deck doesn't actually have any real speed buffs. This is really it. It's just at a really inopportune time for my opponent, their check's going to get -1. It could be the difference between winning and losing the game of just like, actually, you didn't block that thing because of my response flip. And so it's also just like really good spam. And like I said, I want to build out 8 cards if I can on turn 1. That's the way to do it. And then my last card is 3 Sense of Adventure. So this card is one of James's favorite cards in the whole wide world, especially with Face Splitter. It says enhance, commit, discard the top 3 cards of your deck, take any card you want, if you want, and put it into your card pool. So if you find a weapon attack or weapon foundation, you can toss it into your card pool for committing, and then Face Splitter gets an additional 1/1. It really is a personal preference thing. He values this card a lot, especially because it's a 0/5. We want to play him out as many as we can on turn 1. All right, so that was James's Taisei deck. If you liked the deck, make sure that you go out and give him some loves down in the comments down below. If you want to see the deck run in action, make sure you go out to the DLC and more Campus Championship that we have out on the channel in a separate playlist and check it out. This deck is unbelievably aggressive. If it finds a grip of cards, you're probably going to die. I'm talking to you, Goro. 40 health. He doesn't care. He's got 2. He's got double the hand size. Way less health. If you do want to have a conversation with James or anybody else about any of the decks that we have here on the channel, make sure you go out to patreon.com/TCGUniversity. Support us out of the $1 level at least and get access to our Discord. We can have a full conversation about anything you want to. Got a deck you want to suggest for the Campus Championship? Hit us on out there. So from all of us here at TCG University, thank you very much for watching and stay learned.